It can't be the writing. I did all of those. It's the acting. It's you, queer bait. You ruined me.
Well, it's about time. I thought you guys forgot I was down here. I was getting hungry. I never been in no cell that had a phone in it. Can I stay for a while? Because I ordered some pizza.
Somebody, help me.
Thurgood, go help her.
You heard her, Muriel. She's a proud woman. We gotta let her have her dignity.
I want a woman that's going to arouse my intellect as well as my loins.
Where will you find such a woman?
In America.
If you gonna kill me, kill me. But listen, when I come on the other side, I'm gonna just be whipping your ass for all eternity, so maybe you should read this before you stab somebody. Read it. You might have seen a housefly, maybe even a superfly, but I bet you ain't never seen a donkey fly.
And they all say,
Do it again.
oh, no, I can't do it again because then Daddy may have an aneurysm.
Let's take a dive into the comedic cosmos of a man who's given us everything from raw stand-up to talking donkeys.
Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
Wow. Only a true friend would be that truly honest.
The guy who went from cracking jokes in his mama's living room to taking over Hollywood like it was a stand-up stage at the Apollo.
What do you say to your mother when she brings you bowl of Jello pudding?
Now, you might think you know Eddie. Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, Shrek, the man's a cinematic buffet. But trust me, you've only tasted the appetizers.
God damn, that's the best crack I've ate in my life. Have another one, please, one more.
We're about to serve up the full, ridiculously hilarious 5-course meal of his career. Get ready for stories so wild, they'll make you say,
You almost killed me, man.
and trust me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're talking one very suspicious carpool moment.
She gets hit on the head and goes to sleep.
Yeah.
He takes his shot and he goes to sleep. They wake up in this strange place. She meets munchkins.
And a comedy of errors and offspring, including a Maury-style paternity dispute. So grab something to snack on.
I eat 4-cheese lasagna.
Or maybe that too. And let's get right into it. Born Edward Regan Murphy on April 3rd, 1961, in the one and only Brooklyn, New York.
Welcome back to New York City. You were born in Brooklyn.
Born in Brooklyn.
That's right.
Because, of course, a comedy legend had to come from a place with personality. He grew up in Bushwick, which sounds like a place where superheroes get their origin stories. Except, Eddie Murphy's superpower was making people laugh until they snorted milk out of their noses. His mom, Lillian Murphy, was a telephone operator. Basically the OG Siri, connecting calls before AI was even a thing. But like a movie script with way too much drama in Act 1, his parents split when he was just 3, and by the time he was 8, his father had tragically passed away in what Eddie later described as a crime of passion. Yeah, real-life soap opera stuff. Then his mother fell ill, and little Eddie and his big brother Charlie Murphy, rest in peace to another comedy legend, spent a year in foster care. Now, most kids would be traumatized, but Eddie, he turned it into comedic fuel. He later said that experience helped shape his sense of humor. When life gave him lemons, he didn't just make lemonade. He squeezed every drop and turned it into Coming to America.
It would be wise for you to put the weapon down.
Kiss this asshole.
Please refrain from using any further obscenities in the presence of these people.
Eventually, Eddie and Charlie were raised in Roosevelt, New York, by their mom and stepdad, Vernon Lynch, who worked at an ice cream plant. Inspired by the raw, unfiltered comedic genius of Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby's clean, family-friendly storytelling, and the raunchy one-liners by Red Fox. While other kids were memorizing multiplication tables, Eddie was perfecting his Richard Pryor impression.
Don't that make you mad, right? You know what really make me mad is when I'm halfway out your ass, then go back up in that.
Schoolwork? Nah, he was busy crafting killer stand-up sets in his head. Roosevelt Jr. Senior High was more like Roosevelt Jr. Senior Comedy Club.
We had these rehearsals where they were practicing comedy.
With Eddie as the headliner. By 15, he was already hitting the comedy clubs of lower New York. Basically a teenager telling grown-ups how the world really works. all while nailing celebrity impressions. His first big break? A talent show where he nailed an Al Green impersonation.
The date was July 9th, 1976, and the first thing I did when I got on stage was I did an impression. I sang Let's Stay Together like Al Green.
That got him into local clubs, late-night gigs, and eventually summer school to make up for all the missed school days. Because, surprise, Mom found out he was ditching class for comedy. Moral of the story? Stay in school, kids, unless you're Eddie Murphy. At 19, Saturday Night Live comes knocking.
Just a minute!
Not for some polite, we think you're cute kind of offer, but you're gonna save this show kind of a deal. And save it he did. He strolled in, dropped iconic characters like Velvet Jones, Mr. Robinson, and of course, a perpetually furious Gumby.
Now, young people going, who are these characters?
You got it's Gumby. They know who the hell it is. I'm Gumby, damn it.
Because who hasn't wanted to see a claymation character throw a tantrum? He basically turned SNL into his own personal comedy playground.
Live from New York, it's the Eddie Murphy Show.
Eddie Murphy's career after SNL was like a rocket ship. Fast, loud, and making a whole lot of money. In 1984, he ditched late-night TV and jumped straight into Hollywood superstardom with Beverly Hills Cop.
Guys are arresting me for getting thrown out of a window. I got thrown out of a window, man.
Proving he wasn't just funny, he was a cash machine. Over the next few years, he cranked out hit after hit. The Golden Child let him mix comedy with action. Beverly Hills Cop 2 kept him laughing all the way to the bank.
Car safe. I'm driving the car. No one else will be in the car but me. 24 hours a day I will be in the car. I will sleep, eat, drink, shit.
And one of the movies that influenced everything from pop culture to fashion, Coming to America.
Tell me how you want me to cut this. Just make it nice and neat. That'll be $8.
Coming to America had him playing half the cast like it was a one-man talent show. By the end of the 80s, Eddie Murphy was basically the CEO of comedy, even directing Harlem Nights, with his idol, Richard Pryor, probably just to flex.
The thing I'm stealing out here today is your face. You out of your mind?
The 90s were all about proving he could do more than just crack jokes. He could be smooth, too. Boomerang had him charming the ladies.
Beautiful white sand beaches, right? These powder blue skies, crystal beautiful water, and you stand in the middle of all of this looking breathtaking.
While the Nutty Professor had him playing an entire dysfunctional family before Medea or Big Mama even thought about putting on a wig.
Yeah, I know a wonderful church down there on Main Street, but they won't marry you if you're a lesbian. Not that I have anything against lesbians.
Then he started talking to animated characters. First as Mushu in Mulan.
Dragon, not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
Then with actual animals in Dr. Dolittle.
From is called obsessive compulsive behavior.
Throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball.
Ever you want the ball, I want you to think about something else.
Just don't say anything.
He wrapped up the decade with Bowfinger, a movie where he played both a Hollywood diva and his awkward twin brother.
Would you be willing to cut your hair?
Oh, yes, but it's usually better if someone else does it.
Because playing one role in a movie just isn't Eddie's style. Eddie Murphy made some, interesting career choices over the years. He was in the running to play the terrifying title role in Candyman. Imagine Eddie Murphy as a supernatural horror villain. People wouldn't know whether to scream or laugh. In the end, the role went to Tony Todd. And let's be real, that was probably for the best. And if that wasn't wild enough, he also passed on playing James Carter in Rush Hour, leaving the role wide open for Chris Tucker. Because apparently, Eddie thought Holy Man was the real golden ticket. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Basically, Eddie's career is like a choose-your-own-adventure book. But sometimes, he picks the weirdest, most unexpected paths. The 2000s were a mix of peak Eddie and What Were You Thinking, Eddie? He became Donkey in Shrek, which, let's be real, is a role so iconic It might as well be on his tombstone.
That was really scary. And if you don't mind me saying, if that don't work, your breath certainly will get the job done, cause
He did Daddy Daycare because kids in comedy are a match made in heaven. And then Dreamgirls, where he won a Golden Globe because apparently he can sing too. But then came Norbit in 2007, a film that had people either laughing hysterically or filing complaints.
Kate, I love you.
What the hell did you just say?
The 2010s hit a rough patch. After a string of flops, 1,000 words, yeah, let's not talk about that one. He took a well-earned break to enjoy his Shrek royalties and simply avoid bad scripts.
Feeling good, Louis.
Then, in 2019, Eddie was back. Dolomite is my name.
Do you know karate? No, but I'm a fast learner. I can learn how to chop me a motherfucker.
Basically reminding everyone he's a legend, not a has-been. And his return to SNL after 35 years was so good.
This is the last episode of 2019, but if you're black, this is the first episode since I left back in 1984.
It won him an Emmy. He kept the comeback train rolling with Coming to America in 2021.
Well, I be damn. Look who done come up in here. Hey, it's Kunta Kinte and Ebola.
Then hit Netflix with You People in 2023.
This is your white granddaddy come back to haunt me. What?
And in 2024, he brought Axel Foley back in Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
I'm a Detroit police officer. Name is Axel Foley. My badge is in my pocket.
Don't reach for it!
I've been a cop for 30 years. I've been black a whole lot longer.
Proving he can still wear that jacket. But maybe not the hair. And with Shrek 5 on the way, one thing's clear. Eddie Murphy isn't just back, he never really left. Eddie Murphy didn't just conquer comedy, he also took a swing at music. In the 80s, he dropped Party All the Time and Put Your Mouth on Me, proving he could groove as well as joke. Despite Party All the Time later making VH1's 50 Worst Songs list, it still got remixed into a UK hit in 2006. In the 90s, Murphy teamed up with Michael Jackson for What's Up With You, and even appeared in Remember the Time. But his most iconic musical moment? Hands down, Randy Watson's legendary performance in Coming to America.
I'd like to give a big round of applause to my band, Sexual Chocolate.
He later flexed his vocals in Shrek, belting I'm a Believer, and Livin' La Vida Loca. In 2013, he dropped a reggae single with Snoop Dogg because why not? He also teased a new album, 9. But until then, we'll always have Sexual Chocolate.
Sexual Chocolate. They play so fine, don't you agree?
This man has mimicked everyone that's anyone, from James Brown to Mr. T, from Stevie Wonder
Ebony and ivory
to a literal talking donkey. Eddie Murphy has impersonated just about everyone, and somehow he always nails it.
These are the things Joe Fraser's gonna whip me. I can't wait to show everybody I'm coming back and say it's over, say it's over. Say I couldn't do it no more.
I would like to talk to some of the people.
At this point, he could probably do your voice better than you.
What's so funny?
That infectious laugh that somehow makes every joke 10 times funnier. And makes us laugh even when we're not entirely sure what he's laughing at. Now let's talk about The Good Samaritan. No, it's not a movie Eddie Murphy was in, but it might as well have been. Picture this. It's 1997 and Eddie, driving down Sunset, sees a damsel in distress who happens to be a transgender sex worker. He's just offering a ride, right?
Don't ask me why. But
A totally normal everyday occurrence.
Aha! Aha!
So this is what you have.
The cops, however, were less convinced. No charges were filed, but the tabloids had a field day. Let's just say his PR team probably needed a vacation after that one, and Eddie explaining that one to the wifey probably wasn't a highlight of his day. As if the media wasn't already on his tail, Murphy also had to deal with backlash from his early stand-up routines, where his jokes about the LGBTQ+ community aged about as well as milk left in the sun. While he later admitted some of the material was cringy, he never fully apologized, leaving some critics side-eyeing him harder than an aunt who just found out you didn't bring anything to the cookout. His love life? A full-blown Hollywood soap opera. After divorcing Nicole Mitchell, he had a whirlwind romance with Spice Girl Mel B that resulted in a daughter. Though he initially pulled a Maury-style "you are not the father" moment.
You are not.
Until DNA said otherwise.
You are the father!
Add to that multiple kids with multiple partners, and Eddie Murphy's got himself quite the prolific family tree. 10 kids, folks. 10! That's practically a starting lineup for a basketball team with a sub. And he managed this feat with 5 different leading ladies. You've got Paulette McNeely, Nicole Mitchell, his ex-wife, Tamara Hood, Spice Girl Mel B, because why not add a little scary spice to the mix, and Paige Butcher. Didn't I tell you the man's got range? The man's got enough offspring to start a family sitcom, or at least a really competitive game of Family Feud.
Name something or someone you should stop sleeping with as an adult.
Your side chick.
Stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals!
While Eddie's been busy making us laugh, and occasionally raising eyebrows, he's also been doing some serious good. Turns out, under all that comedic swagger, there's a softie with a checkbook. He's been throwing cash at the AIDS Healthcare Foundation because, fighting the good fight. He's also spread the love to cancer research, education, the creative arts, probably to fund more Nutty Professor-level makeup magic, family support, general health, charities for the homeless, and even the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. Basically, if there's a cause, Eddie's probably donated to it. And when the Screen Actors Guild went on strike, he whipped out a cool $100K to help out his fellow actors, which is basically like saying, you guys want to get paid? Hold my beer and my checkbook. From his Brooklyn beginnings to his Hollywood reign, and all the glorious, slightly chaotic detours in between, we've seen the highs, the lows, the Norbits, and through it all, one thing's clear. Eddie Murphy is a force of nature. It's a little hard to wrap your head around the fact that Eddie Murphy is 64 years old. I mean, he's given us characters we'll quote until we're old and senile, stand-up routines that are still legendary, and even children to form his own comedy troupe. He's proven he can do it all. Make us laugh, make us cry, mostly from laughing, and occasionally make us say, wait, what? And yet through all the madness of fame, Eddie Murphy is living in a completely different era. No booze, no smokes, no laptop, and not a single email clogging up his inbox. While the rest of us are one Wi-Fi outage away from a meltdown, he's out here aging like fine wine and proving that maybe, just maybe, he figured out the real secret to happiness. Whether he's cracking jokes,
Yeah, walk out in the street and say, hey, how you doing? My name's Ed. What's yours? Oh, my name is Buckwheat, man. Nice to meet you.
playing a dozen characters in one movie, or making animated history as Donkey. Murphy's $200 million net worth is proof that his legacy is set in stone. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that Eddie Murphy will always keep us laughing.
Okay, you're gonna take these and go on with your bad self.